Well, Tuesday was municipal election day, and several big mayoral races in our communities happened and have been decided now. Amongst the biggest, the city of Decatur, which now has a new mayor. We have a team coverage today in Decatur and Madison this morning. 48's Claudia Peppenhorst is live in Madison, but first we go to Matthew King, who is live outside of Decatur City Hall. Now, Matthew, Kent Lawrence will be the next mayor of Decatur.
Yeah, this election has had a lot of eyes since the current mayor, Tab Bowling, announced he would step down from this position almost 2 years ago. Lawrence tells us he has since sold his business in order to pursue this mayoral position. And he defeated multiple candidates for the position of mayor, including current councilman Billy Jackson, as well as William Butch Matthews and Susie Wiley. Lawrence also received over 6,000 votes, while Jackson, who came in second, got around 5,000 votes. Now, Lawrence spent several years on Decatur's Planning Commission and Zoning Board. He says this will help him lead the city.
The community came together today and voted for Decatur. They voted yes to progress, unity, and a brighter future for Decatur. I had an outstanding campaign staff, a group of volunteers that worked tirelessly to make this happen, and tonight is for them.
And he mentioned the word unity there. He said that is a big emphasis in part of leading the city into the future. Reporting live in Decatur, Matthew King, 48 on your side.
All right, thanks, Matthew. And several city council races were also decided yesterday in Decatur. Standing in Power co-founder and social justice advocate Terrence Atkins winning the District 1 seat with just over 55% of the vote. He defeated Nick Perkins, who decided to run after his brother was shot and killed by Decatur police in 2023. Sabrina Bay and Perry Freeman were also running for that seat. District 3 incumbent Carlin McMasters will keep his seat after soundly defeating Mike Faruqi. Now, McMasters winning the race with 75% of the vote. The race for the District 4 seat is headed to a runoff. Sarah French got the most votes, but she didn't get enough to earn the seat. Pam Wersler earned just over 30% of the vote. Both candidates, along with James Handley and Jason Putman, were aiming to take Hunter Pepper's seat there. There will be a runoff election on September 23rd between French and Wersler to decide that winner. Barry Bullard winning the District 5 seat with about 74% of the vote. Harold Gilmore was also vying for that seat as well. Now let's head to Madison, where 48's Claudia Peppenhorst joins us live outside of the City Hall there. And Claudia, for the first time in several years, there will be a new mayor in Madison.
Yeah, Renee Bartlett will be taking Mayor Paul Finley's place this coming November. As an attorney and current District 5 City Councilwoman, she is no stranger to city government. Bartlett received over 2,000 more votes than her competitor and current city administrator Steve Smith. Margie Daly came in last with just over 500 votes. In total, Bartlett received about 56% of citizen vote. Now, she had volunteers at every single voting site getting those final numbers until it was ultimately safe for them to call her big win. We got the chance to speak with her after that news broke.
First, I just have to say thank you to the citizens of Madison because they really believed in the positive message of my campaign. But we stayed on message. We listened to Madison voters and we visited their homes. And over today, I heard from Madison residents who showed up and said, "You were the only one that came to our house. You were the only one that hung something on our door and told us about this election."
And Bartlett says now the real work begins. She will be working closely with Mayor Paul Finley over the next few months to ensure a smooth transition into office this coming November. Reporting live in Madison, Claudia Peppenhorst, 48 on your side.
All right, thanks, Claudia. Well, the Guntersville mayoral race seems too close to call this morning. Right now, Mayor Lee Dollar has a 1-vote lead over challenger Jeff McLaughlin. Yeah, that's right, 1 vote. Some provisional ballots still need to be counted. We spoke with both candidates last night about how they were feeling as the votes were counted.
Well, we're excited to be in the lead, but we won't officially know until next Tuesday when the provisional ballots are counted. Guntersville has always been known for close elections.
It's been a long summer. You know, it's a municipal campaign, so it started for me in June. Been working every day since June, since I signed up. And then I've said all day to people who are asking me, well, one way or the other we'll know tonight. And here we are.
As you heard from both candidates, the provisional ballots will be counted in full next Tuesday. Albertville Mayor Tracy Honey will be serving another term. He topped Justin Ennis with almost 75% of the vote. He was first elected mayor back in 2012. There's also a new mayor in Florence. This comes after current mayor Andy Betterton decided to run for a city council seat instead. 48's Aria Pons shares who won.
Everybody was inside the city auditorium hearing the results get read in real time. Ron Tyler was right out here the entire time. He says he was too nervous to really go in and hear the results come out one by one. And then as soon as he knew, it was yelling, crying, embraces out here. His entire family scooped him up in a huge hug.
All I know is it was over the 50% mark, but I'm very, very proud and again, just grateful for the support from this community.
Ron Tyler was the Florence police chief for 12 years before he retired, and this was his next step, though he didn't announce it at the time. At final count, Tyler had over 3,000 votes citywide. Tyler says as the police chief, he received so many complaints about what was wrong with the city, and now he says he'll be able to take those complaints and do something about it. That's most of the reason he ran in the first place, he explained. He says he's ready for the future and ready to be a part of real change.
People want to see things improve and do better for our city. We want to be outward looking and tell the state of Alabama that we are ready for industry to locate here. We have a great workforce. We have a great quality of life. We are ready and willing for people to come, open their businesses here, and we've got a great education.
Tyler says he's ready to get started. He also wanted to commend the other people he ran against. He says all 6 candidates were true worthy opponents. The official results of the election will be out next Tuesday at the city council meeting, along with all of the positions that were filled for city council and the school board. Reporting in Florence, Aria Pons, 48 on your side.
Over in Muscle Shoals, it looks like there will be a new mayor there. Unofficial results showing challenger Billy Hudson with a slim lead over incumbent Mike Lockhart. Now, Hudson is the former superintendent of Colbert County Schools. He also previously served on the Muscle Shoals City Council. Current Fort Payne Mayor Brian Bain will keep his position after defeating Pete Davis with about 62% of the vote, Bain earning about 1,600 votes in total. Now, over in Triana, Mary Caudle has won a 5th term. Caudle beat Greg Hazelwood with about 70% of the vote there. Complete election results from across the valley are running at the bottom of your screen right now. You can also see the results by visiting our website, WAFF.com. Now to a story you only see here on 48. New details this morning in the case against a Huntsville charity leader who's charged with human trafficking. Huntsville police tell us that Michael McDougal would pose as a pastor and offer to help women in need before paying them for sex. Yesterday, a judge threw out 3 of the 4 felony charges against him, ruling that the allegations against McDougal sounded more like prostitution than human trafficking. Yesterday, we talked with McDougal about the charges against him.
How did they take advantage of you?
Because it took my kindness for weakness, and they've hung up a bunch of charges on me saying I did this, that, and the other, which I really didn't.
What was your goal when talking to these women and offering them money for sex and bailing them out of jail?
That was not my goal.
That was not your goal? What was your goal?
That's not my goal. My goal is to help people.
Now, we're told that McDougal has been banned from multiple organizations, including First Stop and Manor House. His bond was also reduced during Tuesday's court hearing. McDougal was running the Growing in God's Grace charity at the time of his arrest. Marshall County deputies have arrested 2 people in a slew of child pornography charges. William Baldwin and Cassie Bobo are both facing those charges. Authorities began investigating both people last week after receiving a tip. Deputies later searched the home in the Horton area and seized multiple electronic devices, and were told that multiple explicit images of children were found on those devices. Following that discovery, both suspects were arrested. New this morning out of Colbert County, a fire badly damaged a house in Ford City on Monday. Robert and Laura McGee tell our media partners at the Times Daily that they have been living in that house for more than 50 years. Fortunately, they both escaped from it in time. They are still working to figure out what caused the fire. The home sustained significant damage, including to the roof. An Alabama inmate who's been on death row for over 30 years will be getting a new trial. A federal judge making that ruling yesterday. Christopher Barber was convicted of raping, stabbing, and killing Thelma Roberts in Montgomery over 30 years ago. He was sentenced to death following that conviction, but has maintained his innocence ever since. New DNA testing not belonging to Barber was later found at that crime scene. A judge also determined that he was beaten and coerced into confessing. No word yet on when that new trial will begin. All this week, we've been telling you that it's, of course, been 20 years since Hurricane Katrina devastated the Gulf Coast. Right now, you're looking at some of the video of the severe flooding in Mobile during that hurricane. Multiple people in Alabama were killed and hundreds of homes were destroyed. Katrina made landfall in Louisiana on August 29th as a Category 3 hurricane. Over 1,000 people died.
Now, your first alert weather with meteorologist Eric Burke.
And it's 4:41 on a Wednesday morning. What a week it has been so far, and the good times continue, including today. Very, very low humidity, wind out of the north and northeast. You'll notice things feel a touch more muggy as we go through your Thursday, and that will be the fuel for a few showers. And then the humidity does return along with warmer temperatures as we go into your Labor Day weekend. Check out these temperatures, though. 52 right now in Pulaski. Same score there in Coleman. Coolest morning we've seen in a long time, and we've got 51 in Fort Payne. Good morning to you. The temperature difference between right now and yesterday morning, that's about 5 to 15 degrees cooler.